YouTube, another day in the shop. Another early morning in the shop. Couldn't sleep, so I figured I'd get in here. It's it's about 5 a.m. now. So I got the next evolution or next set of parts set up. I've got the drain bung clecoed in. I've got the fuel ring in and made up the part for the vent line. There's a grommet that goes in here, and then the vent line goes all the way down. So I got that all in place and taped up and clecoed in. And as you guys remember from my last videos, I made a special tool. Throw that thing out. I'm just gonna buck with a bucking bar this piece in. I will squeeze the drain in. I do have the squeezer for that, so I'll go ahead and get that done and everything. So we're gonna ProSeal. Today's goal is to use up the rest of that ProSeal right there on the bench, and I still got another can unopened, so it's about right. 1 can per fuel tank, roughly. You can absolutely do it. So I gotta seal this. I still have these 3 here, or these 2 here, that I have to back rivet, so I'll get those as well, and then I'll get these guys here. What I'll probably do, not probably, what I'm going to do is I'll back rivet these first and get those in place, and then I'll proceed to work on the fuel lid flange and also the fuel dump bung. So yeah, that's about it. Hopefully when we come back, well, not hopefully, but when we come back, this will be done. All right, YouTube, it would help if I pressed record. So I got the last 2 stiffeners in. Didn't put tape down and stuff. I did it, and then I was like, oh man, but I still had tape on the pieces themselves, and they turned out just incredible. Really, really, really happy with the quality. I mean, it's just, doing that tape is the best thing. I mean, the quality of this tank is by far better. Functionally, it's the same. I hope they all fuel, but the quality of the work is completely different. And it was just that extra 20, 30 minutes of taping up the parts, laying the tape down. It's a learning process. Here's the fuel sump is in, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. And then also the fuel tank flange. Now, let's talk about the flange. I bucked mine. If you guys remember my other videos, I made a tool to go in here, squeeze it, all that stuff. Yeah, whatever. It was better. I just bucked it. Now, when you are bucking, please be mindful that ProSeal, even though it's sticky, gooey, gobby, it is actually very viscous, very slick. So make sure your parts or your tools, your pneumatic and your bucking bar are clean, and please hold them, hold them tight, because they will, with that goo between there, your pneumatic on your mushroom head is going to want to go all over the place. So just be mindful of that. Keep your tools clean. Make sure you have a good grip, because it will want to travel on you. I think at this point, if you're at this point in the building, you already know that. Man, the mosquitoes are starting to come out. We have no-see-ums over there, the little gnats that bite you, and they call them no-see-ums because you don't see them. Over here, they have mosquitoes. Pretty nasty stuff. So that's the main thing there. Just make sure that your bucking bar and your mushroom head on your pneumatic are clean, and they're not slapping all around. And so I'll show you the back side of that. Yep, looks pretty good. So yeah, the other thing is tape the inside so you keep this flange clean and everything. The inside part of the flange, or this part of the flange, obviously, if you look at it, I get a little ProSeal. You know, it is what it is. I'll come back here and clean a little bit of that up. But you don't want to get too aggressive on your cleaning. You know, especially there, you don't want to get that cleaner up inside that on that ProSeal when it's curing, because it will cause problems. So, yep, just be mindful of that. Now, let's talk about the sump. So, you should know this by now. You should know this, but when I buck, when I use my bucking bar and stuff, I keep my pressure at about 60 on these rivets, about 60 pounds. And that works for me, you know. It's comfortable, and it works really well. When you go here and put in this bung, you can squeeze that using your squeezer. Just make sure, don't do what I did. Make sure that you set your pressure back up on your squeezer. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't squeezing well, and then I realized my pressure was set at 60. The squeezers typically run at about 90 pounds of pressure. So I knew it was, issue where it was, full throat or whatever. I know I had plenty of that. It was basically the pressure. So just make sure you do that. Don't make the same mistakes. So, and I kind of overcompensated with a lot of ProSeal here, but I was able to get them squeezed, and I got them within tolerance. So they're really well. But the more you squeeze a rivet, the harder it gets. So the more you're going to fight with it. So that's about it. And I'll kind of take this off of lock, kind of walk around here and show you the back side. So that's what it looks like on the side. I'll come back here and clean it up. I don't want to get too aggressive with the cleaner here and stuff, because I want that ProSeal to set up. And so I'll come back here and clean this off with a Q-tip and stuff a little bit later. But I'm going to give that ProSeal time to set. Make sure that I have a good seal all the way around. You can't see that because it goes blurry and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. It was nerve-wracking, but we got her done. Just take your time. Make sure, like I said, the biggest one here was the pressure. I could not figure out for the life of me why it was not squeezing, and then I figured it out eventually and stuff. So the other thing is I had some not extra parts, but I had some parts that I did not. If you guys remember this from way back, this is when we were doing the elevators. So I got those squeezed and riveted and dimpled and everything. So we'll put those over with the elevator, but that's been bugging me. I still have some extra things that I need to do, with just stuff that I stopped at. And, it's kind of nice to have that, because to be honest with you, the ProSeal, I'm going to have to let that set up for a couple days before I go into it. If you guys remember, I got a rivet. See them down there, the Clecos in there. So I got to rivet those ribs in. The bottom ribs, it's actually the bottom rib coming through the other side. So I'll pull those out. I'll pull the wings out and get those riveted in. A couple things I'm gonna do. I had a A&P buddy of mine come through. He inspected some rivets. We're gonna pop some of the rivets out, and we're gonna redo them. He just says that they're too thin. The tail's too thin. So we're just gonna, get those taken care of and stuff while we're waiting for the ProSeal to set up. I mean, he said structurally it's not an issue. His opinion is that I spent such a hard, did such a good job on everything else to allow those rivets, 5 or 6 out of all that whole wing. There's about 5 or 6 that are a little thin. When I bucked them, he was like, "Yeah, you did a really good job." He said to leave those there would be just kind of he said just lazy. I don't want to be mean or anything. Well, he wasn't being mean towards me. He was being critical. He just said, "Look," he said, "there's nothing wrong with them." He said, "But you've done a great job on everything else. Why settle for that, right?" So we're gonna buck those and everything. So yeah. But just checking rivet. I was looking at these other ones and going, hey, but nope, they're good. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do as we are waiting for for the ProSealed to set up so we can go on to the next evolution. But yeah, I tend to like to leave that for a week. If you guys remember, I actually left it for a couple months while I was out having surgery. So, all right. Well, with that being said, I just want to say thanks. God bless, and take care of yourself. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that, just put them in the comment section, and I will get to them. Keep it to the airplane, please. The building of the airplane. Not that I want to be negative Nanny or anything, but I really don't care about the politics or all the other stuff. So just keep it to the airplane. Oh, I gotta show you. I don't know if gosh. I know I showed you this, but I am so proud of this. This is my Christmas present from Miss Sandy. She got me Old Glory, so we hung that up. Randy came over and helped me hang that up. I think I shared that with you, but hey, I'm so proud of it. I share it to you every day. So I got my American flag and everything, and so yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I just can't. I'm speechless. I was really, 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 really shocked that one of the best Christmas presents I've ever gotten is an American flag. So, with that being said, I just want to say thank you. God bless, and take care of yourself.